I was a kid, my mother and my little brother and I lived in an apartment building in Indianapolis on Washington Street. The apartment building was one huge house on the corner by a Dollar General that was split into 4 apartments. Fortunately, it was a really nice place. Unfortunately, we had a door leading to the cellar in our apartment. Now I was 11 at the time this happened, so I remember pretty well. My room, which I shared with my brother who was 8 at the time, was across the hall from the cellar door. I was just a kid at the time and I was afraid of the dark, so my mom would leave a hallway light on at night and my door cracked open. One night a few weeks after we had moved in, I had stayed up late watching Family Guy, which I knew I wasn't allowed to watch Adult Swim, so I was always listening for Mom to come close so I could switch the channel in time. Well, I was lying on my bed and I heard a floorboard in the hallway creak, so I switched the channel, thinking it was my mom, and acted like I was asleep. I heard my mom enter the room. She padded barefoot across the floor and stood beside my bed, probably checking if I was asleep. Then she walked out. I thought she would at least tug me away from the TV off, but the only thing that went off was the hallway light. I waited a couple minutes before sitting up in my bed. Yeah, she was gone, but so was most of my light. The only light now was the TV that dimly illuminated the room. I really wish she hadn't turned my light out, because my paranoia was beginning to act up. I decided I was being childish and decided to try and go to sleep. I was nearly asleep before I heard creaking on the floor in the hallway. It's Mom again, I thought to myself. Mom, can you turn the hall light back on? I listened for her response, or for her to flick the switch on, but heard nothing. Mom? Are you there? I heard nothing but silence again. Alright, now it wasn't just my paranoia, I was really getting creeped out. A few minutes later I heard what sounded like the basement door opening. I listened more. Yeah, that was definitely the basement door. You know how some doors make very specific noises when they're being opened or closed? Well, the door had a specific sound and I knew that sound. I peeked at the door and saw darkness. Yet the door to the basement was open, because even if it was dark in the hallway you could still see the wide basement door. I was getting scared, really scared. I looked across the room at my bedroom door and saw what looked like the outline of someone's fingers wrapped around the side. By now you'll let you know I was scared shitless. I looked at the bed next to mine and saw my little brother asleep. Damn, I was wishing I was in his shoes right now, but I wasn't. I heard the door to my room creak open a little bit. I looked over and could see a woman's face peeking around my door. Everything about her looked normal except for the fact that she had snow-white skin. Her lips were blood red and she was smiling at me. The thing that scared me the most was the sinister way she smiled at me when she cocked her head to the side and said, "Do you want to play in the basement with me, Caden?" She nudged the door open a little bit, and that's when I saw that her body was hideously deformed. She was crouched down and her back was hunched in different places. She opened the door all the way and I let out an ear-piercing scream. My mom must have heard me, because she had grabbed a ball bat and ran down the hallway. The thing came crawling toward my bed hissing, "Play with me." My mom ran in and flicked the lights on the thing, turned around, and before it could do anything my mom cracked its back with a ball bat, again until it was incapacitated. She then ran over and grabbed my brother, who was now crying, and grabbed me before running out of the house into the dollar store around the corner. My mom then called the police. The police searched the entire apartment building, even the basement, and found nothing but erotic matters and feces in the basement floor. There were also assorted small rodent carcasses. The only evidence of it being in my room was the pool of black blood left on my bedroom floor. I described my encounter and what she or it looked like, and the police then questioned my mom and little brother. Turns out the lady who had owned the apartments before she died had a daughter that was mentally ill. They say that she locked her up in the basement and she had to eat rats and sleep on the dirty matters. The police had done a search but never found her. We moved a week later and never went back. I'm 20 now and have recently researched the place and no one has lived there since. I just thought I would share my story. I'm still afraid of the dark and haven't lived in a house with a basement since. I still never forgot that she called me Caden, and I never found out who Caden was. But the thing that I will never forget was that evil and sinisterly hollow smile. When I was a kid, my mother and my little brother and I lived in an apartment building in Indianapolis on Washington Street. The apartment building was one huge house on the corner by a Dollar General that was split into 4 apartments. Fortunately, it was a really nice place. Unfortunately, we had a door leading to